Let's go look at some bucks. So it's been a few weeks since I've been in this little patch of woods, and I forgot my trail camera last time I was in here, so this time I didn't forget it. I'm gonna try to find a good trail to put this up and see if I catch any buck activity in particular is what I'm looking for, because we're not far from where I watched a bachelor group about a month ago, and I have the video up on that. It's not far from here, and my thinking is when the velvet comes off and the bachelor group kind of disperses, there's a chance a deer might, maybe one of those shooters, there was 2 shooters in the group, maybe one of them, if I get lucky, might come over and take this corner of the woods, because it's not too far away and it's kind of overlooked, and that's what I really like about it, is that it's kind of overlooked. I'll be trying to catch them coming from bedding, which is up that way where it gets real thick, and food, which is ag fields out that way. Hopefully the camera will tell me if one of those shooters, or if any shooter for that matter, is hanging out over here or not. See all these persimmons, they're not ripe, they're actually rotting. But this tree, there's a persimmon tree above me somewhere. This one right here in front of me. When they drop a lot of fruit early like that, usually means they've got a bumper crop and they can't keep up with that many persimmons, so they drop a bunch of them early. So I'm assuming this one's gonna be coming down heavy during deer season. And I was up here last time, and there's a lot of persimmons. This maple tree is one I would consider hunting out of. It's a little bit out in the open, but it's got quite a few limbs, and I might could sneak up in there with a saddle. If not, we got other trees. I could even get up in this persimmon tree if I wanted to. Another persimmon, another one, a big one over there, another one. So this whole area, just this whole general area, has got a lot of persimmon trees. So the deer aren't just going to be hitting all of those. They'll either stop and eat on their way out to the field, or maybe there'll be one tree in particular that just tastes better, and they'll be hitting 1 or 2 specific trees. So I'll be keeping an eye on that as we go into season. Right now I can't determine much as to which tree's worth hunting, but what I do know is that there's a whole bunch within bow range of each other, and several trees I can get up in easily with my climbing sticks and my tree saddle, and I can catch deer coming off of bedding up on top, and I can see agriculture out there. I can see ag fields, which I believe is soybeans this year. So this is, I think, a good semi-observation spot, because I can see out in the field if deer come out from somewhere else. I can't see the whole field, but I can get a little bit of a look out there. Alright, so all that jungle out there. I'd like to be able to overlook this lower area, but I'm going to step back about 20 yards and look up at the tree line, see if there's a tree I can climb that will afford me a shot here, as well as down into the woods. We got too much cedars here, too much stuff to shoot through, and I can't go cutting those limbs off because it's public land. But it's looking like there's a cluster of trees there that might possibly be good, but I also want to have a shot down into the open woods, so I'm going to go back in there and see. Well, here are the trees, and the good news is if I get up not too high, I got a shot down into here. The bad news is this one's all covered in poison ivy, and I'm not going to try and pull that out of the way. That's not even worth messing with. And I could climb this tree next to it, but it's going to be pretty tough to do without brushing all up against that poison ivy. So unfortunately, I'll have to scratch that one off the list. Alright, so I shimmied up this tree, hung my camera, and that's the stick I used to get up to the first branch. Don't try this at home, kids. Anyway, it's looking over this trail. This trail actually splits. It kind of goes that way and it goes that way. And that camera is facing the split, so we're gonna leave it there probably till season, or right before season. So let's back out of here and go watch some fields. So I'm pretty close to where I saw this bachelor group. It was a month ago, so they may not be in the same exact spot but generally on the summer patterns they hang pretty tight to a core area. So it's very thick here, but I have to try to be very quiet in case there are deer close by. Well, there's nothing out in this field right now. They've definitely been browsing here. They might not be deer here now, but I'm sure the deer are using this pretty frequently. But we got more fields to check, so stick with me. We're gonna lay eyes on something tonight. Well, I just walked up on one. Not a shooter. He's probably got buddies. Well, I'm not busted. He's about 40 yards from me. I want to see if he's got any buddies with him. Little guy right here. There they are. There's our shooter right there. He still doesn't know why the other deer are spooking. That's good. One of the shooters is not here, but that tall one, I'm assuming it's the same one. I have to go back and look at the footage. But I had one that was already growing pretty tall tines for late June. Now it's late July. The other one had shorter tines, but also probably had more growing to do, given the time of year. They're still in the same area, just like I thought they would be, just on their summer pattern. That big deer never had a clue what was spooking all the other deer, so he's still eating beans right now as I'm speaking. So I'm gonna stay low. I'm gonna crawl back the way I came. I just walked up on this buck coming back to the truck. I think this might be the other shooter. He's definitely put on some tine length. Well, that was the other shooter, so it's looking good for this year, at least for what I've got to hunt. Now, no telling what happens between now and season. No telling what happens when season opens, but that's something to look forward to. And we'll try to capitalize on it and figure out what they do, what these bucks are doing when season comes. So I'll catch you all later. Thanks for watching.